How's it going, everybody? This is Farouk, aka ContextG, with another video for Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to be doing a quick update on the Alagaias event that's been going on. I'm going to show you a quick sneak peek as to where I am. I'm at 70 shards, fragments in, 30 left. And as for the events, we've got Dungeon Divers. I've got just about everything done here. Ice Golem is running right now, so I'm also farming that. Champion training event, we've got both of these, not too worried about anything else here. And we've also got the artifact enhancement event that's coming up soon, 10 hours and 30 minutes from me. And take a look at the tournaments. We had the dragon tournament that just finished, and the classic arena also finished. Didn't really try to go for any of the top places for the arena tournament, but for the dragon tournament we came in first place. It happened. I didn't actually actively try to compete with it. I just wanted to go ahead and get all of these rewards. And as I was farming, I needed to farm more gear as well, because I'm working on the new clan boss team that I have, and my points just started to rack up little by little until I got to second place with 3,000 points. And then at that point I said, why not just, keep continuously going through the dragon dungeon, and hopefully maybe I can get into first place. And then right at the end I got up to 4,400 points, and that was about where I stopped. Didn't want to do any more than that, and luckily person in second stopped at around 4,300, I believe. Was it 4,200? Oh, wrong tournament. Yeah, so they stopped at around 4,228. We were at 4,473. We got all the points here. So I'm short just 30 points, which isn't that much. I'm gonna get 10 out of this Ice Golem tournament, which will leave 20. We've got the other event coming up. I'm just gonna, oh, not in the shop. I'll take a quick look at the events here. So for the next batch of tournaments, we've got another artifact enhancement coming up tomorrow. We also have another Dungeon Divers. That's 15 points there. That'll leave me with just 15 left. The Ice Golem tournament will give me 10. That'll leave me with just 5 points left. The 5 points can be picked up either from the Spider tournament or from the Champion Chase tournament. I'm most likely going to go for the Spider tournament. Maybe I might pull something for the Champion Chase if some of the earlier rewards are worth it or not. But in terms of the pulls that we did from our previous shard pullings, Mystery Monster is all leveled up and ready. I have Harvest Jack. He's fully ascended, just ready to level up. And I'm currently working on Fearmonger for my Halloween meme team. It's gonna be really fun to run this team in arena. I want to see exactly whether or not it can work. I have a feeling it might be able to, because we get the tanky aspects from Miscreant Monster and Harvest Jack, and we also get the control aspects as well from basically all 4 champions. We've got fears, stuns, shields. It'll be really fun to put those 4 together and see how they work out. But aside from that, there was something else that I wanted to discuss. So we're just gonna jump right into it here. So the first thing I wanted to address was the sequence of the tournaments and the events that we have, as I'm going to run a quick look here and show you where it started off with the artifact enhancement event and a dragon tournament and a classic arena takedown. Classic arena takedown is fine. You can do that whenever you'd want, in my opinion, because that has absolutely no correlation in regards to your resources in terms of silver or energy or time. But when it comes to this first artifact enhancement event, as well as the dragon tournament, I would have much rather have these dragon, ice golem, and spider tournaments and the dungeon diver events be the first thing that we do, and then follow that up with the artifact enhancement events. What's that going to do is allow people that aren't able to, you know, store up a large amount of energy and silver to actually go through these tournaments in the beginning, get that grind out of the way first, and then follow it up with the artifact enhancement events. So then the artifacts they got from the dragon, ice golem, and spider tournaments and the dungeon divers events, the artifacts that they received, they can, and the silver they also received and farmed, they can use that to upgrade, and then that would make it a lot more easier for a lot of people to actually participate in these events and not spread themselves so thin that they have to skip out. And then you also have your champion chase tournaments and your training tournaments sequenced in a way where your training tournaments, your champion training tournaments, happen near the end and then at the beginning, or have them somewhere in the middle, and always have your champion chase and your summoning champion chase tournaments and your summoning rushes before your training, because then that would give people a chance to, you know, play with these new champions that they just pulled, level them up, make life a little more easier, but also streamline the entire experience, and you're not spread so thin. Because as you see right now, you have your overlapping tournaments are basically your champion training tournaments, and you're also having your spider tournament is also overlapping, and you also had the first training event that went around, the first training event that happened, that was overlapping with, what was it, that was overlapping with the dragon tournament. So you have these two similar tournaments overlapping, like these two different areas of the fragment event overlapping, which stretches you really, really thin. See, now you have to choose to either train or do the dragon tournament, right? And you're taking that, it might feel like you're giving players a choice, but you're actually taking away the decision, because they're just gonna go for the one that gives them more points. And then if they keep doing that, so if you go for just the ones that give you the most points, that would be your dungeon divers events, your summon rush, your champion training event, your champion chase tournament, and your ice golem tournament. So if you just go for these, you're not going to have enough, right? 15, 25, 40, 65, 70, 80, right? That's 80 fragments there. You're still short 20, but now you're going to be out of resources with the way they've structured it. You're going to be out of resources if you try to go for them in sequence. You know, as you're going through, if you try to go for them, you're going to be left with areas where you just don't have enough shards. You're going to have to end up either buying more or having them stored up. And it just doesn't seem like it's streamlined. It doesn't seem like it's structured in a way where everybody is able to enjoy it in a pleasant manner. And we also have very short window, right? So from the 31st to the 11th, so you're looking at 11 days for this entire thing, a week and a half. That's not a lot of time for somebody who's actively playing the game but not draining a lot of money into it, right? And from my perspective, from my understanding, these fragment events were a way for people to obtain these legendary champions, you know, with a little more frequency than having to spend an exorbitant amount of money, right? The fragment events were meant to where you didn't have to spend so much energy leveling up so many different champions, rares, and ascending them, and then using them into your epics, and then leveling up and ascending your epics, and then fusing the legendary, because that eats up a ton of energy by itself. And then on top of that, in those fusions, you also have specific rares that you can only get from events, and specific epics that you can only get from events or from pulling shards. So it's sort of like a paywall, and I would have liked these types of events to not have that type of thing. So the only way you can do this if you're free to play is if you haven't been playing the game and you've just been hoarding your resources, right? You just come in your dailies, get your 1 or 2 refills of energy, have them stashed, right? Maybe farm the dungeon here, here or there a little bit, and then just to get some silver. But aside from that, you're not doing anything else. And after that, you'll be able to go through and maybe complete the events with a little more ease. But that's sort of backwards, because now to play the game, you have to not play the game. That doesn't make any sense, right? You don't want people to just do the daily login and then log out. You want people to be able to come in, play, and then when you have your events come up, people still have a chance to go ahead and play through the events, enjoy themselves, you know, and be like, yeah, you know, I really enjoyed this event. I really enjoyed this tournament that they brought out. I really enjoyed this new champion chase that we had, because we had to, you know, there was a streamlined experience from the beginning to the end. I wasn't scrambling here and there. I wasn't going back and forth a lot. So you want to keep that into consideration when you structure these events. And from my perspective, I just think that they should have maybe structured and planned it out in a different way. I personally, it's not just for me, because I have more than enough resources sitting here. Like, I'm not too worried about energy, I'm not too worried about silver, not too worried about, you know, getting the training stuff. I'm just about there for everything. I'm only short. Let's go to the fusion on my summon fragment summon on my. I'm at 70, right? So for me personally, I don't have to do much. So it's not a gripe about what I have or from my experience. It's just what I don't understand, why it's structured in such a way past just to have some sort of money gate. And I would like to see some more forethought put into these events and how they're structured in a way to where it's easy to transition from one to the next, and you're not scrambling, you're not, you know, stretched so thin where you have to spend your energy and your resources in 2 or 3 different aspects at the same time to be able to go through these events and come out with an actual champion, and not having felt like you wasted all of your resources and all of your time. Because it's a really bad experience to be able to get to maybe 90 shards or 85 shards in the last 15 weren't able to, because of the fact that in this helter-skelter between doing this and that, and, you know, going back and forth between a champion chase and a training event, and then having to go through a dungeon divers and a training, having to go through a dragon tournament and an arena like, you don't want to have so much disarray in your events to where people are just missing it just because of the simple fact that they were confused on where they were gonna get the most shards from, right? So aside from that, the event is fine. I enjoy it. It's very, very fun to go through these things. I'm gonna be, as I mentioned earlier, just building up my meme Halloween, my spoopy team. Not spooky, my spoopy team. And it's gonna be fun to play that in the arena, see what kind of madness we can do. But anyway, that's all the thoughts I had in regards to this Halloween event that they had running. If you liked it, if you agreed, thumbs down. If you didn't, if there's something that you disagree on, I would love to read about it in the comments. I read and reply to every single comment that does come up on my videos, so I like to have a little back and forth discussion channel with my viewers. And I'm really looking forward to how this event ends. I'm really looking forward to getting Elegaius. Gonna max him out as well, and maybe we can add him and do some sort of funny horror movie themed team. That would be really fun too. Maybe run that team through dungeons and see how that goes. I don't think I have a force. No, I don't have a force champion that can fit into that. But I'm sure we'll find something. Brachus is like the werewolf. Maybe there's a vampire around here somewhere. There is a vampire. Ooh. We have a zombie here. So yeah, maybe I can set up a team and run dungeons with it. My Halloween flick team. That would be fun too. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Leave a like if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe for more. Maybe doing more deep dives, in-depth discussions, things like this. And some more champion spotlights as soon as I get my team up and running. I've got a clan boss team in the works as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing that as well. It's going to be for Ultra Nightmare. And we've also got a couple more things in the works that I have in the back burner that I'm going to be working on as well. So it's going to be a really fun journey here. Thank you again for watching. My name is Farouk, aka ContextG. And this is me signing off.